Hey, how's it going, fam? Hello and welcome to our 100th episode of Tuesday Seeds. So today we're excited to share with you Uriah Israel. He'll be covering some tips and insights on how to grow brassicas this time of year. So please stay tuned.
All right, everybody. This is Uriah Israel again, and we're going to talk about growing brassicas. Central Texas right now, the temperatures have kind of dropped as we approach the autumn solstice. And so what's happening here is that you're seeing, of course, early morning, cool weather, perfect for brassicas, and nice sunlight. And we're also gonna have a rainy season that's probably happening at the end of the month. Perfect time for brassicas. Let me talk about brassicas though. So most people will start some brassicas in the house, maybe 4 to 6 weeks before we get to before they bring them outside. That's a great idea. I would definitely start some by seed indoors to prepare them for coming outside. Now, your soil, when you do bring them out, your soil needs to have a good mixture of some type of composted manure, some either compost mixed with your topsoil, something that can retain moisture. Brassicas need some nice moist, not super moist, but something that can hold that moisture in the soil. These big leafy greens absorb a lot of sunlight. Most brassicas need full sunlight. And so when these guys are planted, you want to have the soil prepared where they can keep the moisture in the soil so they don't dry out. The other thing is that this is a big thing, and I'm going to come over here to one of my beds that I prepared. As you can see right here, this is a whole pile of compost and manure right here on the ground. But over here, on the ground here right beside me is one of my beds I'm about to plant in. And so this bed right here has a nice mixture of topsoil and the manure. Real nice and fluffy. I'm going to water the heck out of this and make sure that my seeds go in here and they're going to do really well in this. I did want to mention that your brassica seeds are very tiny, like grains of sand almost. You don't need to dig a hole for them. A lot of people will dig a hole and drop seeds in it way too deep for the seed to even survive. You just basically, what I do is I might even just scratch the surface of it with my hand and just rub some soil back over it after I gave it a good soaking, because the seed's gonna need moisture to germinate. In order for it to produce and grow, it needs to be full of moisture, full of water. And so like you have to water it continually until you get that that germination. And so your soil has to be able to retain that moisture, and then your seed also can't bury it too deep. Yeah, and most seeds, a lot of people will mention that they'll start some maybe 4 weeks before the fall really gets here. They want to start them indoors. That's a great idea to start some brassicas indoor. But also, you can plant a lot of brassicas outside directly by seed because they grow really fast. Arugula and kale are some of my favorites. They grow very fast outside. I would make several beds. Several of these beds will be planted directly with seed, and I also have some seedlings. I'll do both of them because I want to stagger the vegetables so that I'll have a continuous supply of leafy greens. And with that being said, you guys, I'll be back soon. All right.